Hello, this is Dr. Usha, Associate Professor, Department of Management Studies, BBA, Women's Christian College. I'm here to share with you a topic on statistics. Let me share my screen. The topic that we have taken today is statistical analysis. Why statistical analysis is because we see a lot of statistics being used in research work. So it has a great application in research activities in the field of management. The contents of this module would be types of data, types of statistical analysis, the tools for statistical analysis, its applications, and finally a quick recap of what has been done, and I will also share with you a few references. First, regarding types of data, there are two types of data, categorical and continuous. If you see the categorical data, this is also called as nominal data. That is, it categorizes the data into different groups. For example, people who have answered as yes and people who answered as no for a particular question. So it just gives two different categories for the answers for a particular question. The second one is called continuous data. It can be either interval data or ratio data. Example, suppose you find the weight of a group of students. Then that becomes an interval data because you can classify it as those who are between the weight of 35 to 40, 40 to 45, so on and so forth. So this is called as a continuous because the range of the data continues between a specific lower limit and an upper limit. Now take an answer. Give an example of a nominal and a continuous data. This would help you to recap on the different types of data. Okay. Next, we'll talk about types of statistical analysis. You have descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Descriptive analysis, as the name itself says, it describes or summarizes a particular set of data. It does not add anything new, but whatever is there, it is described and summarized. Inferential adds some new value to the data. It helps you to find out the cause, effect, or is there a relationship between two variables. So this adds more value to the existing data. It helps you to infer or arrive at some inferences or conclusions from the existing data. So as I said, descriptive data is used to describe or summarize a variable. Generally, it is univariate. That means one variable is involved. Now, what are the tools that are used for descriptive analysis? You have frequencies and percentages. These are most commonly used, and frequencies and percentages can be used both for nominal data and continuous data. Then you have what's called as the measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency means what is the data that is central or the middle value or represents the entire data set. The tools that are there are mean, median, and mode. Mean otherwise called as an average. Median is the middle value. Mode is the frequently occurring data. Here, what kind of data can be used? It is only the continuous data. You cannot use nominal data. Next one, you have the measures of dispersion. Dispersion, as we say, is variation, how it is spreading away. So you have two major measures of dispersion. You have standard deviation and variance. Again, it is only continuous data where you can apply this standard deviation. Generally, it is represented by the symbol sigma. Then, what are the tools for inferential analysis? Inferential analysis, mainly you have correlation and regression. Correlation tries to understand if there is a relationship between two variables, and regression is more of a predictive analysis tool where you can, based on the relationship, you can predict what will be the value of one variable in future. So continuous data can be subjected to correlation and regression. The next type of tool that you have in inferential analysis is ANOVA, analysis of variance. So you try to find out whether there is a variance between two sample sets. Here, only continuous data can be subjected to tests of ANOVA. The third one you have is the chi-square test. This again tries to find out whether there is a relationship between two variables, and nominal data can be subject to chi-square analysis. Now that we have seen the types of data and what are the tools for data analysis, let's see what types of questions can be answered using such tools and statistical analysis. For example, first one you have, which gadget is mostly used for online purchase? So when you say gadgets, it is going to be only the name of the gadget. So this will be a nominal data. And which gadget is mostly used for online purchases? You can talk about frequencies. You can talk about percentages. So this is more of a descriptive analysis that can answer this question. Next is, what is the average waiting time spent per customer in a queue, maybe in a bank or in a shop? So here you have the average waiting time. So this is more of an interval data, and you can use mean or arithmetic average to find this. Next one, what is the most prominent characteristics of a leader? A leader may have different characteristics. So among them, you may choose different leaders and find out which is the most common characteristics among them. So here again, this is only a nominal data, and you can use mode for this. That is, which is the most frequently occurring characteristics among these leaders. Next one, by how much does a sample deviate from quality standards? So we are talking about deviation here from a quality standard. What is the actual that is there? So what is the difference between these both? So here, this is the quality, and you can take this here as an average standard. And what is the actual? How is it differing from this? So you can use a standard deviation here. So we see that different tools can be applied to answer practical management questions. These are all descriptive analysis. So what is existing, you're just describing it. Here you have inferential analysis application. So is there a difference based on gender, the number of enrollments in a program? There may be different students who are enrolled in a program. You try to find out, is there a difference among them based on gender? So this is based on gender. So this is based on nominal data or categorical data. So here what you can apply is the chi-square test. So here you're trying to find out, is there a difference? Next is there a difference in the yield of crops using different irrigation method? Here you're going to use different irrigation methods. So definitely there are going to be two sample sets. This is one and this is two. So there are going to be two sample sets. Here you're going to use one irrigation method, you're going to use another irrigation method. Is there a difference between these two, the yields from these two methods of irrigation? So you're comparing two samples. So is there a difference? You are trying to find out the variance. Is there analysis of variance? Is there a variance between these two samples? Next one is there a relation between the performance of an employee and the training undergone? So here you're trying to find out, is there a relation between two variables, performance of an employee and the training that the person has undergone? So here you're trying to find out the correlation. Are the two related? If this increases, if the training increases, is the performance increasing? Or if it increases, is this decreasing? Is it positive or negative? And based on this relationship, you can still go ahead and predict if they attend so many training programs, the performance increases or decreases. So here we have seen both the application of, first what we saw is the descriptive analysis application, and what we see here is an inferential analysis application. So let's recap. We have talked about two major types of data. One is nominal and another is continuous. nominal or naming. You're just naming the data. Continuous is you're putting them in between two numerical values. Next, we talked about types of statistical analysis. You have describing or descriptive. Then you have inferential, or you're trying to infer something. Then to do this, to combining both this, what are the tools that are available? You have so many tools: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, correlation, ANOVA, chi-square. Depending upon the type of data and what is the purpose of the analysis, you can choose the appropriate tool. And we have also seen in practical management queries, how do you use these tools for analysis? For further references, you can look at Basic Business Statistics by Prentice Hall. And then I've also shared with you our online website, willy.com, where you can have details starting from the basics of statistics. Thank you.